Welcome, Rangers fans. Randy here, back for week number 9 of the PGBL. We're taking on the Claremont Cleffas, coached by the curious Cleffa. Make sure you guys go check out her channel. She actually has 2 channels, actually. I'll leave links to both of those in the description below. She's a very dedicated TCG YouTuber. She's very good stuff. She's also in the MLPB with us. We don't play each other, I don't believe, this season, but she is in the same league as us, the Pack Battle League, if you guys catch those videos. So it's kind of cool to see. I mean, like, when I first joined the league, I recognized her team logo, so I knew I knew her from somewhere, and it was the MLPB. But anyways, we are on the closing battles of the PGBL, the regular season. We are currently sitting at a 6-1 record, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the standings right now, just as of week 8, as of this video. I already know some of the results about week 8, but I'm just showing you guys where we are so far in week 9, or going into week 9. As you can see here, we're standing at a 6-1 record. We were technically 7-1, assuming the Smeargles don't remake the battle or make up for it. Which, I mean, I've been told they will be. If that changes, I'll let you guys know. So just keep in mind that there might be 2 battles going up next week. But we are currently sitting at 6-1. And as you can see here, we are sitting at first place in the West. So we pretty much got the playoffs locked in, unless something really bad happens. But considering that the Blackthorn Frogadiers cannot finish with more than 6 wins, I'm pretty sure we're already locked in because we already beat them earlier in the season as well. So I'm pretty sure we're already in the playoffs. So I want to say that, but my math may not be correct. But I'm pretty sure we are, considering we've already beat them. But it wasn't even the same team, so we technically haven't fought yet. But their franchise has lost to my team once, so that's just something to keep in mind. The East is wide open as well. These 3 here are going to be interesting to see, especially if the Charmanders get that win against the Smeargles, whether it be auto win or a clean win. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out, and especially if Kentucky, if they drop a game too, these next few spots can be very interesting. So if you guys are interested in seeing how they're doing, make sure you guys go watch their videos as well. Just like you do some research. I'll try to leave links to these channels if I remember to. But anyways, that's how it's looking like right now. So we're just kind of trying to stay on edge. We're not trying to get ahead of ourselves here. The Cleffas have not had the best season, as you can tell by the standings, but I do want to give her some credit. She has stuck tough with it. She has stayed with it. She's had some really fun builds. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm definitely not gonna go easy. I'm definitely gonna bring some solid stuff. But I do want to give her some credit because she's stuck on the lead despite having kind of a struggle. But in draft format, I mean, it's tough to learn. I had my struggles. I just don't have them on YouTube uploaded. But just a shout out there. But anyways, we're leading with Peanuts this week, Doug Trio. As you can tell, I'm going to read off her team. Her team will already be up by then, but she has the Mega Blastoise, Tapu Koko, Arcanine, Suicune, Kommo-o, Lycanroc, Midday, Sceptile, Jinx, Excadrill, Crocodile, Reg Ice, and Manectric. So a very fun-looking team, I must say. Probably not the most well-rounded draft team, but it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a bit underrated, I'd say. Tapu Koko is a very good mon in this generation being introduced. Electric terrains, having a terrain is very nice because she can take advantage of specific items or moves with the other teammates. Mega Blastoise is a very solid rapid spinner, probably one of the top 5 rapid spinners in the game in general. So very good mon. Arcanine the Beast, Suicune is very annoying. Kommo-o is a very cool mon. Probably not the best mon, but it's very cool and can probably do more work in draft format than regular play. Lycanroc is a very cool mon, gets priority Accelerock, which is very threatening to my Pinsir. Sceptile, which is a very cool mon as well. Unburden is a very good ability to have, especially in league format. Jinx, really cool mon. Ice Psychic, very good typing. Excadrill, of course, a great mon as well. Crocodile, another good mon. Reg Ice, very good low tier mon. Of course, Manectric is a nice mon to take advantage of Coco's electric terrain. So again, very cool looking team, and I definitely have there's definitely threats there. So let's go ahead and go over my team. We have Peanuts leading the way, Doug Trio. We are going with a Sash Duck Trio, as we have been the whole season. Running the same set as we did last week: Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Reversal, Memento. This just gives me the best move pool for her team. I don't need Sucker Punch for anything. Earthquake's pretty much all I'm going to be clicking the whole time. Maybe Reversal, but I'm clicking Earthquake 100% of the time. Rocks, of course, maybe one time, but that's it. And it's a good way to trap Coco in case she wants to lead with it. I can lead with Duck Trio. I do expect it to have U-turn. Obviously, I don't think Volt Switch would be a good idea because she won't be able to freely go for a Volt Switch. So obviously, U-turn is probably going to be her initiative move of choice. At least that's what I'm expecting. So I would have heard a Scarf set, but I don't want to have to be locked in. I'd rather have Soka Sash, so that's a bit safer for me. So yeah, nothing else to say here. Dark Trio's just, just here for that reason. We have the Chris, the Zebstrika, almost a Tapu Fini or Coco, whatever. Yeah, Zebstrika's here mainly for that Blastoise. It's a very annoying mon. It doesn't Oko Blastoise because my special attack's kind of bad. But it's just a nice mon to have. It's very fast. It can wall the Sceptile. I am slower than Sceptile, but I do wall it because I have Sap Zipper here. Unless she already carry Earthquake or something like that, which maybe she will, just to avoid the Sap Zipper. So that's something I could expect as well. It deals with the Suicune as well. That's the other mon I was in the way. And she's just a solid mon to have with Volt Switch because she doesn't have any. She only has 2 ground types, but I would imagine that Exegil doesn't come because it doesn't do too much work against my team. So seeing as how I have like a Fini and I have a Conkeldurr and a Dhelmise, I do probably expect it to be sitting back, as well as having a Dugtrio as well to trap it. So, but anyways, I do have Single Beam for that Crocodile, mainly for that. That's pretty much all it's there for. It hits it harder than HP Ice or Grass, so that's why I have that. Overheat, of course, is for the Sceptile or the Regice, of course. That's pretty much why I have that. Nothing else to say here. The HP is no bulk. It's just enough HP speed to outrun. I believe it's the Lightning Rock, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's for. But yeah, nothing else to say here. Just a standard set. We have Denise the Dhelmise making her appearance. It's been a while since she's been on the team. But we are running just a very bulky set. This is enough speed to outrun, I believe, a min speed Regice. Not min speed, but like no speed investment on Regice. That way I can, destroy it with an anchor shot. I'm pretty sure it one-shots, depending on the bulk, unless it's like max defense. Power Whip does a crap ton to Blastoise. Depending on its bulk, it can one-shot. I mean, it's a very good solid mon against your team. Yes, she has Arcanine. Yes, she has the Jinx to somewhat deal with it, or Crocodile, I should say. But it's just a good mon to have. It's also my Rapid Spinner, so I do need to have it. Earthquake, of course, is for the Arcanine. That's why I have Earthquake on that. But yeah, nothing else to say here. Just a very good Rapid Spinner. Very good hard-hitting mon for the Blastoise as well. Kind of checks it to an extent, depending on how much HP I have and if she's running Dark Pulse, which I do expect her to have. Next, we have the Magearna running the Air Balloon set, and that's what you probably expect it to be. It's Air Balloon because I do expect maybe to see a Scarf Excadrill or a Crook if they were to show up. So that's why I have Air Balloon here. And if Crocodile doesn't, even if it's not Choice Scarf, it can't touch me. I can go for a Shift Gear and one-shot it with Dazzling Gleam because obviously you can't really quick on a balloon, so she's going to have to either crunch or if she wants to run Fire Fang or whatever. That's why I have that. Of course, the idea is the Shift Gear and then one-shot with Dazzling Gleam, which it does depending on the bulk. But I probably wouldn't imagine. I mean, I could see a max defense set. But even then, I'm not too worried about it. I am running Focus Blast because Focus Blast is a guaranteed one-shot on Excadrill. So I would be running an Aura Sphere, but I mean, we're in week 9. We're 6-1, so I mean, we might as well risk it if it comes down to it. If I end up losing because of that, then so be it. But that's why I'm running Focus Blast, is to ensure I knock out Excadrill one hit in case I have to Shift Gear on the first hit from Iron Head, and then I have to somehow hit Focus Blast in one shot. So that is why I'm running that. And of course, Bolt is able to hit Blastoise and Suicune and stuff. So, and then this is just the perfect coverage for it. That's all it really much is. And next we have Protein to Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is a very solid mon against your team as well. Running the Sheer Force set for once. I almost ran Life Orb, but I really want the Assault Vest just to have another check to Blastoise in case he gets out of control. I don't see it getting out of control, seeing as how Fini walls it, and so does Magearna somewhat. But, I mean, I should be okay. I mean, I just wanted to be safe. So, I'm running the Assault Vest. Again, enough speed to outrun Regice with no speed. And, of course, Drain Punch is like, there's a crap ton to it. Rock Slide, of course, is boosted by Sheer Force. That's why I'm running that for the Arcanine. Ice Punch, just to hit the Como. And the Sceptile, even though Drain Punch hits it pretty much harder. Or maybe not, but probably not, yeah. But Thunder Punch for Suicune, Blastoise, you get the Joe here. Just a solid mon. And finally, we have Tapu Fini, Tapu Diki, running the Calm Mind set with Taunt and Dual Stab. And this is enough to outspeed, I believe it's, I think it's Suicune with no speed at all. So this will allow me to taunt it in case she decides to run a Crocoon or like a Roarcroon or whatever it's called. Whatever she decides to bring. So I could taunt it and prevent Calm Mind Wars from happening. Because let's say it's a 1v1 situation, I can taunt, prevent Calm Mind, and Calm Mind up myself and 1v1 this Suicune. Either way, I won't be wanting either way because I have Moonblast and she won't have another stab move or another move to deal damage, assuming it's Crocune. So I can see Tapu Fini doing work as well, but Tapu Koko is just such a threat, and I do expect a Subtile to show up as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much the team we have here. I'm not sure what day of the battle the videos going to go up because I'm probably going to be going out of town this weekend, so I'm not sure how the battle is going to work out. There's a very good chance it could be a post-com battle, just giving a heads up to you guys. Obviously, you guys will know because this is going to be in the same video, but just a heads up. But yeah, once again, shout out to Curious Cleffa for sticking it out with the league, and that's all I got to really say about that. I think I like the team. I'm not really gonna make a pincer. I know you guys probably figured it out early, but there's no mega pincer. This is actually a team that I probably don't want to bring it because Lycanroc could have Accelerock. Suicune can be annoying. Tapu Koko's fast. Blastoise is very fat. I just don't see it being worth breaking. So I decided to go without mega pincer this week. I don't think I need it. Magearna's just as a bigger threat, and so is Tapu Fini. So yeah, that's my thought process behind that. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. And hopefully the Rangers can move to 7-1 in the season officially. And yeah, making a push for playoffs, guys. I'll see y'all in the battle.
Welcome everybody to week number 9 of the PGBL. We're taking on the Claremont Cleffas, coached by Curious Cleffa. And of course, I'll leave their channel in the description below. Make sure you guys go check out her battle video as well as her other channel. She has another channel that's focused on TCG. She's also in the MLPB. If you watch our card opening pack battle league, she's also in that league as well, and she makes the highlight video every week. So that's always cool to watch and see who got the best pulls throughout the week. Because I tend to not have time to watch everybody's videos, so that's always fun to catch up with. But anyways, yeah, I'm sorry you guys, but I wasn't able to get a live comment this week. Just for today's battle or for this battle, it was just it was really hectic the past 48 hours, and I just couldn't find a way to get it done live. I couldn't, like, my live editing stuff was messed up, and other stuff was going on that I can't really explain on camera just because it's not really necessary. So hope you guys understand. I guess the only good news is that it'll be a bit shorter, and the mons will look a lot cleaner. So the layout won't be here, but at least you guys can still get a league battle in. That's all I gotta say about that. Also, just a shout out to Curious Cleffa as well. Had some struggles throughout the season. She was at 1-7 before this battle, but she stayed in the league despite all that. So, that's always good to hear. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started in this battle. As you can see here from team preview, I am bringing my same team as I had from the builder. Of course, nothing changed from the builder. Tapu Fini, the Zebstrika, Conkeldurr, Dalmise, the Magearna, and the Dugtrio, no Mega Pinsir. And she ended up bringing the Crocodile, Arcanine, Jinx, Como-O, Tapu Koko, and the Mega Blastoise, being a Mega Blastoise. Now, nothing really surprised me. I mean, I wasn't really expecting... I was kind of expecting Excadrill and Crook, despite having 2 ground types. But, I mean, Dugtrio... Not Dugtrio, but, like, Tapu Fini probably scared him away. So did Dalmise somewhat. Well, not Crook, but Excadrill probably. I guess it made sense. Of course, Tapu Koko, Mega Blastoise were like the 2 mons I expected to come always. A little surprised at Como-O, considering I have 2 fairies. But, I figured I guess it could still do work. And Jinx wasn't really that much of a surprise because I guess like a Choice Scarf set can check Pinsir to an extent. Arcanine, of course, was there to check Pinsir as well. And potentially Crocodile if it was carrying Intimidate. So, yeah, initially for team preview, I looked at Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini does a lot of work. If I can get rid of that Tapu Koko, or if I get Calm Minds up to, high enough to where Thunderbolt won't do anything to me, even in terrain. So I figured if I can find a way to get set up or eliminate Koko, then there's really no way I can lose this game. So, but as you'll see from the battle, it wasn't as easy as you guys think it might be. So let's go ahead and get started, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. So of course I'm challenged by by Becca, Curious Cleffa. I went ahead and led with Tapu Fini just because, like I said, I figured I had a good lead matchup against most of her team except Tapu Koko. Even though Tapu Koko is usually quite a common lead because you can just U-turn and Volt Switch out of there. But she actually does lead with the Crocodile, which I figured would go for Stealth Rocks turn 1. So I do try to taunt, but I actually don't speed. I guess my speed tier wasn't built for Crocodile. But as you can see, Toxic was trying to throw off there. I guess she just forgot about the MC terrain. Or was perhaps predicting maybe like an air balloon Zebstrika, maybe something like that. Moonblast, I went ahead and fired it out the next turn because I didn't want to play around with it in case like she had like Tech Rage or something. So she did bring in the Blastoise, and I figured, well, I wall Blastoise every single move it gets, like even with like its spherical moves, like Aura Sphere and Dark Pulse, like the ones that are boosted by the Mega Launcher. So I figured I could just Calm Mind up here. I mean, worst case scenario is probably an HP Electric or a Grass. So I figured I could probably just set up a Calm Mind here. As you can see, she does go for the Scald, and that does almost no damage with the Calm Mind boost. And of course, you guys remember my spread. I am running max HP, 140 special attack, and 116 speed modest. So I didn't have much bulk to begin with when it came to like the defensive stats. So went ahead and went for a second Calm Mind here. Really no fear. I wasn't really afraid of Coco coming in, although it could come in at any time just to potentially deal a lot of damage. You know, it could also be a Z move as well, so that was something in the back of my mind. So here I'm just getting my leftovers back, Calm Minding. As you can see, I'm actually healing damage up now from the Skull. It's not doing much. So I went ahead and just kept clicking Calm Mind. Obviously, there's no fear. Again, I wall Blastoise. My only two thought processes of her staying in was, one, she had Toxic and was waiting for terrain to go away, or she just did not want to risk the Coco coming in right now and taking a Moonblast, or even Jinx if it had like a, let's say, a Choice Scarf trick, or maybe a Thunder Toxic or something like that, or something along the lines of that. So you know, that's the only way I can think of, only thing I could think of her staying in anyway. So I keep going again. I believe I'm at +4 at this point, if I'm not mistaken, because at +4 I actually stopped going for Calm Mind and I do actually attack. So sorry I couldn't speed this up anymore. I just didn't really want to, and I only went for it 4 times, so it wasn't that bad. You know, I would have went to +6, but I just felt +4 was safe enough. I didn't really fear much, because Coco still wasn't doing much to me. So because it was only doing like 35% to 40% max. So do go for the Moonblast, of course knocks out Blastoise with ease, and I do expect the Coco to come right in and just to go for like a strong Thunderbolt to get damage off. I mean, at this point I was kind of hoping, wishing I had brought like Wiki Berry or something, just so I can take the shot and get the health back. But as you can see, Jinx comes in and actually does go for the Toxic, so that threw me off guard. I was expecting maybe like a trick Choice Scarf. I mean, you know, at the end of the game she did tell me it was Choice Scarf, so it actually did have Trick, so that's what happened. It can't really Trick at that point, because Trick would just win me the game, because I would be at +4. So you know, there's that. So I am poisoned. Kind of sucks. Put me on a timer. And now the Tapu Koko does come in here, and you know, like I said, I can eat any Thunderbolt here. So Moonblast is always the play. There's no switch into Moonblast at this point, except maybe the Arcanine, because it does resist Fairy. But I'm at +4, so it's not a real switch in. So you see the Volt Switch does relatively nothing. There is no Life Orb either, which is kind of interesting to me. So the Arcanine does come in on my Moonblast, and as you can see, it did have Intimidate just for the Mega Pinsir to be able to check it as well. So Moonblast +4 is an easy 2-shot, but it was good on her part, because if I had Surfed, then I could have just one-shotted Coco or Arcanine, which was the right play. So I made a huge misplay there. But with this, the Moonblast, she's able to take it and get more toxic damage off on my Feeny, as well as get leftovers on her Arcanine to potentially live another Moonblast. But I mean, I'm always gonna click Surf here on this play, so. She does reveal the Protect here, which was a really nice move to have with toxic users in the back, so good builds on that part. I guess she was definitely expecting something bulky Calm Mind setters, potentially being Reuniclus or even Tapu Fini, or you know, whatever the case may have been. So that extra toxic damage is trying to get a little bit worn down on Fini, and it's actually going to put it in range of a Thunderbolt from the Tapu Koko, so that's never good. So the Arcanine, of course, does go down to the Surf. Proving that it wasn't really a max speed set. Max speed Arcanine would outspeed me. I'm only running enough speed to outrun. I believe it's either min speed. It's Suicune with no speed investment. I'm pretty sure, or it's like a little bit like a little bit creeped on that part, I think. So Coco does come in, and Thunderbolt unfortunately is able to knock out my Feeny. So Feeny's sweep ripped the dream. It had a good chance to do a sweep, but it would have been very difficult with Toxic. So do go to my Duck Trio here to trap the Coco. I figured it could have U-turn, but I actually do outrun the Coco, so that tells me it was a modest Tapu Koko. So you know, very fortunate on my part. So of course my Focus Sash is still intact. She has the Crocodile, the Como-O left. That's all she has left. So the Como-O comes in. I can just go for Earthquake here. Really no worries at all. As you can see, this does not hit the 2-hit KO, and she goes for Dragon Dance here. And now here at this point, I was getting a little worried, because my mons were kind of frail I had left in the back. So I could have went for Memento here, but I figured I needed the damage, because I figured Conk could come in and Mach Punch and knock it out. So that was pretty much a safer play for me. But +1 Como does kind of scare me there. So I bring it down to around Mach Punch range. I mean, it was well within range after like another little hit. So And the +1 Dragon Claw is able to knock out my Dug Trio and outspeed me. So do go on a Calm Glitter. And I actually forgot I didn't have Mach Punch, so I just had to hope that she didn't have a Draconium Z move. So otherwise I would have died to it. So I went for Drain Punch. And unfortunately, I was able to kill the Como-O. But if it had a Draconium Z move, then it would have killed Conk, and things could have got real interesting if that happened. Just letting you know that right there. So Crocodile does come in. I do have my Conk Glitter still. I'm just going to sack it. I don't have Mach Punch, so I'm just going to sack it off. I do have my Air Balloon, my Gear Nut in the back, so I can just bring it in and take any hit, because I know it's not going to have Fire Fang or something. She would have to pop the balloon first to do any damage to me, and I could just one shot with my Fairy Stab, Dazzling Gleam. So as you can see, I bring it in Maggie. I'm going to go ahead and get her a free kill there. Goes to the Crunch, pops the balloon, and I'm going to fire off my Dazzling Gleam to kill the Crocodile and win the game and move to 7-1 officially on the season. So good game to Cleffa. It was a very, it could have been a very one-sided match, but she was able to pull it back. So that was really, like, I was actually like worried whenever Como-O almost pulled it back. It was kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie, but very well played built on her part as well. Well played game. She did tell me she wanted to bring Sceptile, but she didn't really think it'd be safe with Bang Up Pinsir. So I can see why the Feeny struggles were present. And Feeny was always good from turn 1. So that's what I did. So anyways, Ranger 7-1. Like I said, last week of the PGBL regular season is next week. We take on the LA Landorus. That battle video should be on time. This one will be on time, but a little bit later in the afternoon. So hopefully the Rangers can finish strong. At this point, I believe we have clinched a spot in the playoffs. I do want to keep the #1 seed, though, because I do not want to face Josh and Vivid Keller, even though he is the next seed. He would be, like, creeping up as well, so I'd rather keep the 1 seed. But I'm pretty sure the 1 seed's locked up, I'm pretty sure, unless I lose really badly next week. But, yeah, it's been a fun season to the last week. It's been very fun since week 1. We had some ups and downs throughout the season. All of our matches have been close. We haven't had a blowout game yet, so, like, it's... we're very fortunate to be where we are, so that's something to say about that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle, and I'll see you all next week for the regular season finale as we take on Mars and the LA Landers. See y'all then. Take care. Go Rangers.